Hello, welcome to The Language Cafe. I'm Edgar Montoya. Today I'd like to recite a poem to you in English, this is the translation of a poem written originally in Spanish, and one that I presented and recorded a few hours ago in Spanish. It's called A Margarita Debayle, to Margarita Debayle. It's a poem that my father memorized a long time ago, and I set myself to memorize it too. It's a beautiful poem, one of the greats, really, of Spanish language literature. Basically explaining it to you, it's true, based on a true character, a little girl who lived named Margarita Debayle. The Nicaraguan poet Rubén Darío was a friend of the family, of the Debayle family. And the little girl Margarita asked him one day if he could write her a poem with her name in it and dedicate it to her. And he did, and this was what he thought of and what he was inspired to write for this little girl. And you'll find in translations, sometimes you don't get the exact wording. Words are changed, sometimes objects are replaced to make something to rhyme in English and flow like it does in the other original language as well. But it's got the spirit of it. It's the same meaning and the beauty of it. In the story, this poem is basically about the author is reading a poem. It says, I'm dedicating it to you, and in the middle of the beauty of this day, I'm going to recite to you about a story. I'm going to tell you a story about a king and a little princess that he had, and the fact that she went out and did something she shouldn't. She cut a star from the sky, and what happens after that. The poem is A Margarita Debayle, to Margarita Debayle. I'd like to share it with you now in English. Margarita. The sea lies fair, and from the bowers the winds bring a subtle scent of orange blossoms. In my soul a lark is singing, your voice, my dear. I'm going to tell you a story. Sit down and hear. There once was a mighty monarch with a palace of diamonds bright, and elephants and a stately troop, and a tent that was made of light, and a tower of malachite costly, and a mantle of gorgeous hue, and a fair little, sweet little princess, as pretty, my darling, as you. One evening the princess, gazing, saw a star in the heavens above, afar. She was mischievous, surely, the princess. She wanted to gather that star, to adorn for her bosom a breastpin. She wished it, the dear little girl, along with a verse of a poet, a feather, a flower, and a pearl. It seems dainty princesses, darling, are much as you are today. For lilies they pick, and roses and stars. They are made that way. So she went, the lovely princess, over the sea and under the sky, to cut the white star that she longed for from the vault of the heavens on high. She went up by the moon and farther on that beautiful summer eve. But that bad thing was that she went away without asking her father's leave. And when she came back from the Lord's fair park in the heavens azure height, she was seen all wrapped in a glory soft, in a splendor sweet and bright. And the king said, what were you doing? I have looked for you everywhere. And what is that on your bosom that burns with a light so fair? The princess told no falsehood. She gave him an answer true. I went to gather my star, she said, from the heavens vast and blue. The king cried, oh, what madness! What a fancy strange and wild! I told you no one must touch the sky. The Lord will be angry, child. I meant no harm, she answered. I went, I don't know why, across the waves and the blowing wind, and I cut the star from the sky. Said her father, you must be punished. Go back to the sky once more. But what you stole from the shining heights, to its place you must restore. The princess grew pale and mournful, for her lovely flower of light. But then kind Jesus appeared to them. His smile was sweet and bright. In my country's fields up yonder, I gave her that rose, said he. Its flowers, my flowers belong to the little girls who think and who dream of me. The king donned glittering garments, and there by the shore he made 400 elephants tall and grave march past in a grand parade. And the princess is fair to look on, with a breastpin, the happy girl. For it shines with a star, with a poet's verse, with a feather, a flower, and a pearl. Margarita, the sea lies fair, the breeze is clear, waft orange blossoms, fragrance, your breath, my dear. Ere long you will be far distant, but keep, little girl, I pray, a kindly thought of the friend who tried to tell you a tale one day. And that's it. Funny thing is, I memorized this poem in Spanish, but I have to read it out in English. Thanks for watching, folks. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye for now.